Today's topic is Sruta Sarir. Srutas is a unique fundamental concept of Ayurveda, which is specially designed or specially said to be a transportation center, which is both micro as well as micro system. So normally, whatever is transported from one part to other part will be considered that particular tube, that particular transportation mode will be considered as Srutas. So Shrotas is very important as far as for anatomical classes, then for pathological classes, and at large for the clinical part also. Because these are the channels, these are the transportation material or methods. If something happens to these, like it can be blocked, it can overflow, it can become constricted. So they will make some type of anatomical defects or anatomical structural malformation, and they will form the type of disease, pathology, and then the type of disease. So basically, a system of clinical system of Ayurveda is basically based on the this Rosa system only. And so there are many concepts as per as Charak concept, Charak Samhita, then Sutra Samhita. Concept is basically same, but there are some little bit differences in the manner of the treatment. Like in the Charak Bhivanistan chapter number 5, which is solely for the Srota Bhivani chapter, they have talked about all the things related to Srotas in the concept of clinical methods. Then in the Susru Sari chapter number 9, Dhamni Vyakaran Sarira, they have described the Srotas again, but their Srotas number and details are a little bit different, and they are basically on the point of view of surgery or Sanya. So let's see today what are the other features. So first of all, as I have said, these points are for the transportation or common purpose of circulation. So in Ayurveda, two terms are more there, like Dhamani and Sira. So let's see what does each of them means. The first one is Dhamani. Dhamani means Dhamanya, Dhamanya. Means whenever a tube is transporting something and producing some beat, some pulse, that will be particularly known as Dhamani. Then Sarana, Sira, where the movement of the nutrition or circulation is very swift. It flows from one place to other without making any sound or nothing, anything. That will be the Sira. Then there is Saranavat Sotamsi, which secretes or oozes out, or wherever some secretion is there, which is different from the starting material, that will be known as Srotas. We'll talk about this in very much detail. So here you can see we have also correlated some modern terms also like artery, vein, and capillary. There might be different views also. So we have to see all the views. So Dhamani and Sira are said to be for the macro circulation of the blood, and Srotas are meant for the micro circulation. Chakrapani has given a better explanation that Sranva means Sravan of Ras Adi Posya Dhatu. As we all know in Ayurveda concept, there is 7 types of dhatus are there. So whatever dhatus or wherever these dhatus are flowing out from one place to other, that will be considered as the Sutamsi. Next point, the term Srotas means channel or system in which some tissue is formed, some material is metabolized, secreted or transported. It means the product is different from initial uh, material. It can be oozing, permutation, or transportation may take place. So basically, we have to see that it is a transporting material or transporting channel, but product will be different from the starting or initial methods. Charak has described Sutamsi as a channel which transport dhatu, asthai or kosi dhatu, which are subject to the transformation. And if this particular sotas get damaged or some dushti is going to happen, some vitiation is going to happen, then there will be some different levels of disease parameters will be there. So what basically we can remember here is the Charak has given on the basis of medicinal point of view, especially physiological scenario of Srutamsi, and Susrut has given or analyzed on the basis of surgical point of view or anatomical measures. Some authors have considered this as interpreted this as a microvascular carriers specialized for the exchange of the material. That's why I compared the thing with capillary in the previous slide. Next, what is the definition of this particular thing? So तांसी खलु परिणाम आम पदिमननाम धातु नाम अभिवाहिनी भवन्ति अनर्थ. First of all, we see the first point. The word srotas has been derived from the Sanskrit word srutatu, which means going, flowing, continuing, filtering, flowing, leaking, and secreting, etc. The definition, which we have, it is means the channels of circulation carrying the dhatu or its constituents undergoing the transformation to their destination. So a channel that transports only dhatu under metabolic transformation may be called as srotas. Sursut has defined srotas through which the prana, anna, jal, rasa, rakta, etc. are going to be flown out. So many definitions are there, but basic thing is always same. So some important terms have came in that particular sloka which we have to elaborate more. The term Parnamat Padanam indicates the channel carrying such type of tissue elements as are undergoing transformation from their previous state, ras to rat to mass. Like this, the Parnam is going to be changed from what was starting. Then N Artha indicates that the channels of circulation do not carry the state dhatu, but they are actually the mobile dhatu and as destined to be transformed from one dhatu to another. So these two words sometimes are asked for the Viva when the definition is asked. Now a very important slok comes, which is from Charak Vimanisthan, chapter number 5. Yavan Praso Murti Manto Bhav Vises Tavanta A Mosvin Srota Samprakar Visesa. Here actually they are talking about different types of srotas. So here it is given that total body is actually said to be made up of srotas only. Body, mind, spirit system has as many srotansi as the number of life factors operating in life process. The total number is innumerable. There can be any type of number. But here it is said whatever type of physiological or anatomical structures are present here, they all will be considered as a srotas. Like in embryology also we have seen everything actually start from tube only, whether it is neural system, whether it is cardiac system. So tubular operating system is everywhere and having the openings also. This diagram shows you external and internal environment. Some people have considered this also, that these are the internal environment things, these are the external environment, and then there are certain things which are connecting to each other. Next definition or next sloka is मूलात् खादन्तरं देहे प्रसृत्वा अभिवाहि यत् स्रोतस् अतिथि विज्ञेयं शिराधमनी विवर्जितम्. It means it is a continuous channel which forms a closed tubular system originating from vacant space, spreads throughout the body, carries the material which is your nutrition or dhatu you can say, is known as srotas, which are different things from the sira and dhamni. So sira and dhamni are also transporting tubes, but transformation is not occurring there. And if transformation is occurring, then it will be called as srotas. Then certain synonyms are given. Synonyms, you can see everything is encountered, whether it is Sira, Dhamni, Rasayani, Jaswahini, Nadi, because synonyms is taken on the basis of two, three things like, first of all, the structure. If it is a tube, then synonyms they have taken like this. Then the functional, and then they have also taken a part that if a tube is there, then openings are there. So on the basis of opening also, they have taken them as the synonym of Sira only. The like they have given sira which can be coded to vein, dhamni, artery, rasayani, lymphatic ducts, rasvahini, capillary, nadi, tubular contents, one passage, mark, pathway or track, sharir shape, body orifices, sthan, side, ase, the repertories, or niket, resort. So all where some space is there, where something can be filled, where something can be transported, where the product is going to change from the initial material, everything is being considered as a synonym for srotas also. Now, what are the characters of srotas? This is described on the basis of Charak Vimanisthan, chapter number 5. So, they have given color, size, and shape. So, in the sloka, you can see I have highlighted something. First of all, the color of srotas is similar to that of dhatu dekhi. Swa dhatu samvarni. Swa dhatu samvarni means whatever is the color of dhatu, that will be the color of srotas. It means basically the srotas are transparent. Next size, it is Anu and Sthula. Anu means atomic or microscopic, Sthula means gross or microscopic. Then shape, it can be breadth, cylindrical, dirgh, long, rattan, reticulated. So these are the different characteristic feature or external features you can say which can be identified for the Srutas. Now a very important question comes for the exam purpose also, for the Viva purpose also. Similarities and dissimilarities between the Sira, Dhamani and Srutas. So I will prefer to you to learn these particular names which are given by classical text itself. Don't only try to learn the meanings. So first we are going to talk about similarities. So similarities, first of all, paraspar sannikar saath. It means they are in close proximity to each other. That's why there is some confusion between Sira, Dhamani and Sruta. Then Sadras Agam. It means everything looks similar in appearance. I have told you, Dhamani is also tube, vein is also tube, Srotas is also tube. So if all these three are kept in a close proximity nearby to, then it looks, appearance also looks very similar to each other. That's why confusion occurs. Then Karmatwar. Its basic function is similar. What? Transportation of material. Then Sokshma means minutest. All three are very minute. Sometimes they are broad also. But if something is very minute, then and close proximity, appearance is similar, function is similar, it means there is a chance of confusion. Then comes the difference between Siradhamani and Srutas. First one is Vanjanat, difference in shape, size, sign, symptom when vitiated. Means the Sira is something else, Dhamni is something else, Srutas is something else, size is different, shape is different. Specifically, when some disease or symptom is going to occur. Next is Mool Sandhya, means origin is different. Some of them are going to originate from Hridaya, some of them are going to originate from Nabhi, and each Srotas has some different origin point. Karma Vaisasyas, though the basic function was similar, that is transportation, but the specific function is different. Like Srotas is going to carry things with transformation, Sira is going to do something else with material, Dhaman is going to take blood or nutrition from the part from Hridaya to other parts of it. And the last one is Agam. Agam is a Praman as it is said by the classical text, which were beyond the confusion. So whatever they have said is said to be correct. So there should be some difference between Siradhamni and Srota. So these two slides, which gives Siradhamni Srota similarities and dissimilarities, try to learn this particular typical points. Next comes the classification. Classification is on the basis of size, then on the basis of openings. So size, first of all, Sukshma. These are subtle, innumerable. As I said before also, as many structural or operating functions are there, as many are the number of Satansi. Then Sthul, they can be counted. So they are again divided into two parts, Bahirmukh and Antarmukha. Bahirmukh, which are natural openings, like 9 in male, 12 in female. And Antarmukh, they are 13. As per Charak, we are talking right now. So they are, for Hyposistru, they are 22 pairs actually. So Prana, Anni, Udak, Ras, Rakt, Mas, Medis, Asti, Majja, Supra, Mutra, Puris, and Svetana. The first three are the vital factors, Prana, Anni, and Udak. Then next seven are the Dhatus, and next three are the Malpa. The total becomes 30. Now comes a very important part of Rachna Sarin, that is Mool of Srutas. The Mool actually we only call that Mool means origin. But here origin is not only the direct definition or direct derivation which can be derived here. See, let's see what Chakapani Singh. Chakapani Singh Mool Amiti Prabhu Sthanam is wherever a thing is going to be developed. The Mool of Srutas is an anatomical seat of respective Srutas, the main seat of pathology of channel, or principal seat of manifestation of disease. All these can be considered as the Mool of Srutas. Some specific points I have taken here. So Mool can be called Mool as per it can be Utpatti Sthan, that's origin point of view. It can be Sangrah Sthan, storage point of view. It can be Vahan Sthan, conduction point of view. Naidanik Sthan, Drishtikon means diagnostic point of view. Chikistatmak Drishtikon, that is clinical point of view. So here Some slokas are derivative in both the slides, number 30, 17 and 18. One by one we are going to see. This sloka we have taken from the Susruta Saristhana chapter number 9. And in this particular sloka, he has given two things basically. First of all, what are the mool sthan of each srotas, and then what is the main symptom if these srotas are going to be vitiated. So let's see this chart which is set on the slide number 19. Here you can see I have collected both the views, Charak as well as Susrut. So let's see Prana, it is Hridaya and Mahasrutas. In Susrut, it is Hridaya and Rasvahi Dhamani. Anna, Amase and Vam parts. Susrut is Amase and Anuvah Dhamani. Udak Talu and Klum. Susrut is also very much similar, Talu and Klum. Ras Hridaya and Das Dhamani. Here also Hridaya and Rasvahi Dhamani. Rakt Yaprit and Kliya. Susrut is included one extra thing, Raktavaha Dhamani. Vamsa Snayu and Twak. Here also Snayu and Twak is there, but in addition, Raktavaha Dhamani is also there. In Meda, Vikka and Vapavahan, Kati and Vrat. Asti, Meda Dhatu and Jagan. Susrut is not said about this Shrutas. Then Vajja, Asti and Sandhi. Again, Susrut is silent. Sukhar, Vrisan and Sefas. Here it is Stan and Vrisan. Mutra Basti in Vangsha, Basti in Medri and Susrut, Purit Pakwasian Stulkut, Pakwasian Good, Swed Medas and Longo, Susrut is again silent, and Artho is specifically said by the Susrut, Garvasan, Arthovaha, Dhavani. So you can see the first 13 as per Susrut, sorry, Charan, and 11 pairs by Susrut, and one extra that is Artho, especially in females. Now, one by one, we are going to discuss each point. So first of all, it is Pranavasrutas. As you can see in the previous slide, the tabulated form we have said Hridaya and Mahasrutas have been considered the Moolisthan. In this construct, the term Hridaya not only signifies the organ heart, but also extends to the whole of thoracic region or cardiac region or chest. The cardiac region is important for the flowing of pranavayu. The general treatment of disease of vitiation of Pranavasrutas resembles with the disease of Swasa. This particular point I have taken from the Charak Vimanistan. So this is about the Prana Srotas. Prana reaches to each and every corner of the body through Rasvaha Dhamani and then performs the specific functions. Rasvaha Dhamani is considered as the Moolisthan as the mode of transportation. Hridaya is depicted as the site for Pranavayu. The transformation of Braha Prana to the Sariropyogi Prana, the body compatible prana, takes place in Hridaya and then transported throughout the body. So in this regard, Hridaya is also considered as the Moolisthan as Sangrah Sthan or storage point of view. So here you can see I have analyzed the Pranava Srotas in different point of view as we have said in the slide. You can come back to this slide, like it can be due to Patti Sthan, it can be due to Sangrah Sthan, it can be due to Vahan Sthan, Naidani Drishtikon, Chikistapana. So it is not that all these 5 points we can discuss for each and every one, every Srota. But wherever possible, I have tried to give you some explanation. Next comes Annavas Srotas. Avasa and Vam parts have been considered as the Moolisthan of Annavas Srotas. Annava Dhamani is also considered. Annava Dhamani plays vital role in the prenan karma of Ras Dhatu by carrying properly digested food, Panchbhautik Aharas to all the corners or every place in the body. Avasa is the storage site of Panchbhautik Anna. Along with the Vam parts, it is basic substratum for all disorders which originate from the respective srotas. So again you can see Amasa is storage site means it is Sangrahan point. Anuvah Dhamani it is transportation point. Basically, physician conduct Vaman Karma with the support of Amase, Prachan come with the support of Amase and Akwase, and Vasti come with the support of Akwase. Amase, Panchamanase, and Akwase are nothing but the sub parts of Mahasrotas. Totally, we can consider them GIT. So, in this regard, Amase can be considered as Moolisthan with the storage point of view, Anuva Dhamni as the conduction point of view, Vam parts also as the clinical substandard points. You can see GIT diagram is there. Then Udak Mahasrotas, the Talu and Plume are considered to be Mulava of Udak Mahasrotas. Udak means water level, whatever water content is present in the body. The examination of Talu is commonly done in the vitiation of these Srotas. Hence, Talu is a vital diagnostic tool in this regard. In disease of any Srotas, if Talu fossa is or dryness of talu is observed, then analogically visation of Vidarbha Srotas can be established. Hence, diagnostic point of view of Mulisthan of Vidarbha Srotas is justified here. In the validity of Clova organ, Pipasa is seen as the cardinal feature. In this regard, again, it is the clinical point basis for the Mulisthan consideration. So you can see different symptoms of diseases of Vidarbha Srotas. Then comes the Rasva Srotas. Hridaya and thus Dhamni are being considered as the Mulisthan of Rasva Srotas. In this regard, Hridaya is the organ heart which is situated in the middle mediastinum and pumps the blood throughout the body continuously. The Hridaya is the material cause for the storage and pumping action of Rasdhatu, but production of Rasdhatu does not occur here. It occurs in Mahasrotas. After that, Das Dhamni or the transportation system that carries Dhatu, Rasdhatu is pure and minute essence of properly distributed throughout all the corner. So in this con- context of Rasavasrotas, Hridaya is justified as Moolisthan with storage point of view, and thus Dhamni as the Moolisthan with conduction point of view. Next comes the Raktavaha Srotas, Yakrit and Piliya along with Raktavaha Dhamni are being considered as the Moolisthan. So during embryological point of time, origin of Yakrit and Piliya takes place from Sonin, and after the one particular time period, production of Rakta takes place in Yakrit and Piliya on the modern embryological consideration. Hence, on the basis of Guna Saman Asray Asray Bhava, the relation between Yakrit Piliya and Sonit Dhatu gets proven successfully. In this way, Yakrit and Piliya can be justified as the Moolistan with origin and storage point. Raktavadhamni contains the blood after attaining the red color in Yakrit Piliya throughout all corners of the body. In this regard, Raktavadhamni is justified as the Moolistan as the conduction point of view. We can also consider Plia whenever it is also said to be graveyard of the RBC or in during the some specific conditions are there. If some blood surge is needed for in the emergency, this is the plate where the red pulp can be exhausted out if needed. So from here also we can consider that this particular part is can be considered as the mole stand for Rakta, like spleen. So histology of spleen, if you consider red pulp, white pulp, the red pulp, there is a pool of blood is there, which can be executed if needed. Next comes Masvahasrotas, Snayu and Tvak are being considered as the mole stand of this two plus Raktavadhamani. The Snayu is basically storage site for Masvahasrata, not much has been considered here. So this much point we can easily understand here, Masvaha Dhatu. So the carrier of muscle tissue are considered the root of snayu, skin and blood capillaries. So snayu here can be considered all the muscular parts which are in the body plus ligaments. So Masvaha Srotas. Next comes Medavaha Srotas. Brick and Vapavan. Brick is considered to be correlated with kidney. Vapavan is the controversial term, but still here it is correlated with the momentum. As well as Kati has been considered as the Moolistan of Srotas. The Vrika organ widely relates with the fat metabolism, Medodhatu Pusti. On account of removal of adrenal gland, Dorvali, Tarsi, Agnimande, Trishna extra occurs as a complication, and same are seen in the many contexts in the relation with the disease reached on the decision of Medodhatu. Hence, Vrika is justified as the Moolistan with the origin point of view. Also, if you see the anatomy of a kidney, there is some excess deposition of fat around it, paranephric, prenephric, and it is also said if we go for drastic, if we go for what you say, dieting, so failure of kidney can be a complication in that particular. So it also proves that if fat is removed, that can be thinning of ureter also. So all these points say that this particular part, that is Virka, that means kidney along with ureters, can be considered as the mula of Medina. The utilization of this storage food excess fat is making mainly takes place during condition of heavy starving or other chronic disorders. So Katika and Mohammed can be justified in Mulstan on the basis of storage point of view. Next is Astiva Srotas. Medamul and Jagan have been considered. It is only considered by the Charak as already discussed. According to Dhatu Bhushan Nyaya, the origin of Asti Dhatu takes place on the account of a specific action of Asti Dhatu Agni on Asti Posak Anus, which is formed at a time of Medu Dhatu Utpatti. Hence, from origin point of view, Medu Mool is justified as the Mool Sthan of Srotas. Entire hip region can be considered as the Mool Sthan of Astiva Srotas, which is mentioned at Jaghan. It can be considered as diagnostic as well as clinical point of view, especially the conditions of osteoporosis. During the old age, visitation of Astiva Srotas primarily seen in the same region. The most frequently observed fracture comes in this point, that's neck of fever. So what is primary management of visitor of Asti? Those can be also considered as Basti and Panchkarma. Maximum Panchkarma procedure except Nas and Sirabat can be successfully done with the support of hip region, especially rectum and urethral part. Basti Karma constitutes 50% of total management of all the diseases, and Basti Karma is possible without the support of hip region. In this regard, Jaghan Pradesh can be considered as the Moolistan on the basis of diagnosis as well as clinical point of view. Next is Majjapasrotas. Asthi and Sandhi are considered as the Moolistan of Majjapasrotas. Majja is basically found in long bones. The tissue bone marrow occupies the internal cavities of bone. At birth, these cavities are filled with red bone marrow, but in later part, only the long bones have the bone marrow. So this particular bone marrow, some are replaced by the yellow bone marrow. The fatty yellow bone marrow is placed in diaphysis or the body or the shaft of the long bone, and red bone marrow is found in the spongy bony tissue of the long bone. In this present contrast, the sandhi is also considered is entire lower end of one bone and entire upper end of other bone, which takes place in the sandhi formation. In this way, Asti and Sandhi can be justified as the mool sthan on the basis of origin as well as storage point of view. You see the diagram, the bone marrow. Next one, Supravaha Srotas. Brajran and Safe are considered as a whole sthan in the Srotas, and sthan is also considered. Although Supradhatu belongs to each and every corner of the body as it is said in other chapters of the classical tale, Supra mentioned in this concept contest is that which is conceivable at the time of conception. Production of this Supra takes place in Brajran. After that, it is stored for the proper time in Brajran. At the time of conception, it is conducted from Brajran to the stapler by medium of specific tube-like structures. You can easily correlate all these things with the reproductive system of his testes and all the epididymis and all these things. Sthan is considered as a mool of the diagnostic standpoint only in Sandhi, Univyapar, Anartha, and Asthani. They have considered as a point of cardinal feature of infertility. Here the Brasan is justified as the mool sthan with the origin and storage point of view, whereas safe is justified as the mool sthan with conduction point of view, and sthan on specifically on the symptomatic or diagnostic point of view. Next is the third part, that is Srotas which are carrying the mala. So Purisva Srotas, Pakwasi and Stulpud has been considered as the Mulistan of Srotas. The production of Purisa takes place during third Avastha Pak in Pakwasi, sorry. Large intestine can be divided into two parts, proximal one third and distal two third. Among the proximal one third part, basically production of feces material occurs, and distal two third part is considered for the responsibility of storage of the form fecal. So in Udarbhut, mainly storage of fecal material takes place, and in Adharbhut, it is for the excretion part. So in this regard, Pakwasi is justified as Moolistan with the origin and storage point of view, and Stulbhut as a Moolistan with storage and conduction point of view. Next is Mutrava Srotas related with urine formation. Basti and Vangshan have been considered a Moolistan. Entire urinary system can be considered as a Basti, means urinary bladder, ureter, and then further everything. After the formation of urine in Pakwase, it is storage takes place in Basti. Here, Pakwase, you have to generally consider the lateral parts of the body in Basti, and after that, it conduction takes place in Paksham Pradesh up to Bahirmukh Srotas of the body for the excretion. That's why in this regard, Basti is considered the Moolistan with storage and conduction standpoint, where Vangshan is considered the Moolistan with conduction point. Next is Vedama Srotas. Medomul and Lokuk have been considered as the Moolistan of this part. During Ahapa Prakriya, Trotar Dhatu portion takes place, and along with the formation of Mala of the Dhatu also takes place. Production of sodas take place in the form of mala of Meda Dhatu. Lone is Avirbhav Sthan of Sweta, and through that Sweta is excreted out of the body. A vital relation between Meda and Sweta has been established already in the context of Stolgi. In Ati Stulpasan, the account of Medavadi, intense formation of Sweta is said to be one of the basic symptoms. So in this regard, Meda Mool is justified as Moolistan with the origin point of view and Lone Coup as the point of conduction. A diagram is given here. Next is the specific one only found in female, that is Arthova Srotas. Garbhasya and Arthova Dhamni are being considered as the Moolistan of Srotas. Srotas is explained by Acharya Sukrit. Garbhasya is mainly responsible for the production of Artha, so it is considered as the Moolistan. So Garbhasya here means all the parts of the female reproductive system, which can be ovary, uterine, fallopian tubes, everything. Here the uterus along with the ovaries can be considered with the Garbhasya region. Arthropods Dhamni can be either the ovarian arteries and vessels or also can be considered the fallopian tube during the menstrual phase. So in this regard, Arthropods Dhamni is justified as the conduction point of view. So now we are going to summarize the things. So observation as per diagnostic point of view, among the vitiation causes of Pranava Srotas, one important cause is thorough vitiation of any other Srotas. That means thorough vitiation of any other Srotas happens, then involves the Pranava Srotas is going to be occur 100%. It can be concluded as disorder of any Srotas at the end. There is an involvement of Pranava Srotas. So in this way, the light of diagnostic view, Pranava Srotas get established. Some are there for clinical point of view also. Like observation is curious for divided basically of two types: Sthanic Niyantrak, local controller, or Pramukh Niyantrak, unique control. It can be considered that all above explained modes are local controllers of their corresponding srotas. The two centers each mentioned as Moolisthan is constant of one srotas primarily controls the activities of their corresponding srotas only. But there might be a super, a unique controller who controls the Moolistan of everything. Example in relation of Rasva Srotas, Hriday and Rasvatami are local controllers, not the super controllers. So what is unique controller of all Srotas? Anava Srotas is the super controller which controls all these mentioned standpoints. Mahasrotas is the basic substratum for all vital management procedure in Ayurvedic line of treatment. In disease of any Srotas, it is impossible to complete Vamanadi Panchkarma, Rupi Sodhan Chikitsa, as well as Deepan Panchayati Saptavid Saman Chikitsa without the support of Mahasrotas, that is GIT. So in this account, Mahasrotas is considered as the unique or super controller of all the Srotas. Now in the slide number 53, you can see a chart is given. The chart I have given the classical terms also, and then some modern correlations also there. Like in Prana, there is Tatra Vidyasya Akrosan Vinam Mohan Brahman Vepan Maranva Bhavati, screaming, bending, perplexing, giddiness, tremors, and ultimately that can occur if some vitiation or some drushti is going to occur in Pranava Srotas. Like that, in Anna, flatulence, colic pain, anorexia, vomiting, thirst, blindness, and that is nuclear. Here, important thing is Pipasa Andhyam Maranamcha. Next, in Udakva Srotas, it is Satyumaran, severe thirst and immediate death. In Rasavaha Srotas, vitiation, source of Pranava Vidyasva, Maranam, and Lingam Cha. Emaciation plus all the symptoms of Pranava Srotas. Then Raktava Srota, it is Swet, Syam Angata, Jara, Daha, Panduta, Sodit, Agama, Rakt, Netrata, cyanosis, fever, burning sensation, anemia, hemorrhage, and red eye. Vitiation of mass was in Swethu, mass, sosa, sira, gandhium, maranam, edema, muscular wasting, tumor in the blood vessels, and death. Medas, it is Swet, Agmanas, Snikt, Angata, Talu, Sof, stool, Softa, Pipasa, excessive sweating, moist body, dryness of palate and edema, and thirst. Next, Astiva, all the symptoms of Asti Dusti, Majja, all the symptoms of Majja Dusti. Sukra, it is Klipita, Chirag, Preseco, Rakta Sukrita, impotency, delayed ejaculation, blood in ejaculation, Mutrata, it is Mutra Nido, Istamelta, extension of bladder, obstruction of urination, and erection of penis. Then Purisa, it is Durgandhata, आंद्रता, frequent discomfort, foul smell and constipation. Sweda, loss of perspiration, coarseness or smoothness, burning sensation. Artava, it is bandhatva, mathun asahiष्णुता, infertility, dyspareunia and dysmenorrhea. So actually these particular two slides what we have discussed right now, sign and symptom. This particularly you have to learn in the next part of your studies. It's not directly related with the Rachna Sarir, but you should know it that how this particular throatus, if vitiated, if some problem is going to occur, what are the type of symptoms you are going to get. And on the basis of these symptoms only in future, you are going to learn the other point for pathology, nidana or chikitsa. So this is some evolution of disease in Ayurveda has said. It can be Sanchay, then Prako, then it is Prasar, then Sthan Sansray, then it is Vyakti, then it is Bheda, and lastly it is complication, that is Updrav. So you can read by the number of verses. These all things you are again going to learn in the Kachikisa classes, in the pathology classes. It is Kriya Kal. Then different types of vitiations are there of sources. So vitiations can be of, like I have told you, on the basis of obstruction, formation of nodule, known as Sira Granthi or Granthiopi. Then there may be some problem in the flow. Problem can be in opposite direction or in same direction but with great speed. Then can be there will be no flow, or ultimately there can be morbidity of any type of slothus. So this particular chapter finishes here. It's a very important chapter considering its exam value also. I think you got proper learning of this point.